A lot of people think making money on YouTube is just about ad revenue. Hit a million views, make a couple $1,000, repeat, but that's not how you actually build $10,000 a month. I'm going to break down my exact business plan for this channel, what I'm doing right now to increase my monthly income, what I'm planning to do in the future, and the actual numbers behind how you stack multiple revenue streams to hit $10,000 a month. This isn't just theoretical. I have creator friends doing the exact same model who are making well over $10,000 every single month. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. First thing let's talk about is AdSense. Most people start here and they think this is the entire business model, and that is so far from the truth. It's not. My RPM on this channel is actually really low. And the reason is because it's a Minecraft gaming channel. Even though the topics I cover have nothing to do with gaming, YouTube classifies it as a gaming channel, and gaming RPMs are notoriously terrible. My monthly ad revenue ranged from a high of $2,200 to a low of $700. That's just since I got monetized back in November. That's nothing external. That's just ad revenue. So if I was relying purely on AdSense, I'd be making anywhere from $700 to $2,200 a month, which is okay money. That, don't get me wrong, but it's not $10,000 a month, and it's super inconsistent, and you can't even live off just that stream of revenue. As somebody who lives in New York City, $700 to $2,200 a month is just help with rent, and that's it. That's why you need multiple revenue streams, because relying on one income source is how you stay stuck at $1,000 to $2,000 a month instead of scaling to $10,000 a month. The first external revenue stream I built on this channel is actually one-on-one coaching calls. I set aside an hour. We break down the person's channel. We break down their struggles, their friction points, and what are the best next steps going forward. I do a complete competitor analysis in a form of a PDF that I usually send within the next week after the call. Pretty much running down the notes, all the resources I know of, all the knowledge I have on YouTube, answering all their questions, destroying any friction points that are stopping them from building that channel right now. This was my main source of income outside of YouTube for the past few months. But here's the problem with one-on-one coaching calls. It's a one-time income. Someone pays you $100 or $200, whatever you charge. You do the call, you send the PDF, and that's it. You have to constantly find new clients to maintain that income. It's not reoccurring, it's not scalable, and it's time intensive, which is why I transitioned to something better. I just launched a private paid community, and this is going to be subscription based and long term. Instead of one-time coaching calls, I can actually hold people accountable who need the help. It's more focused because it's continuous. I'm building your channel up with you side by side. You get complete access to me and the other community members and to everything I'm learning in real time. Here's exactly how it works. I'm using WAP as the payment platform. You can collect payments, you can do digital products, you can do one-on-one calls from there. You can even set up a platform on that website natively. But for me personally, I have 3,600 people in my Discord server, and they're all builders, all like-minded people. So I'm leveraging my community that I'm already building there. The public Discord is where you can go and interact with each other. It's where I advertise my videos. It's where I provide input when I have time. But the private paid community gets exclusive access to me personally. They get workshop calls. They get recorded modules. They get weekly Q&As. They get a free coaching call. They get my YouTube analytics. They get a bunch of resources. Pretty much all of my 13 years of knowledge on YouTube inside that private access. Right now, I'm running a little promotion until March 28th, where it's $29 a month. You can try the first month risk-free completely. You can lock in that price forever, and it's going to be the lowest price going forward. After March 28th, the price is going to be raising. But the reason this is better than one-on-one coaching calls is because it's reoccurring revenue. If I get 100 people at $29 a month, that's $2,900 every single month. If I get to 138 members, that's $4,000 a month reoccurring. That's the difference between trading time for money and building actual monthly reoccurring revenue. In addition to all of this, I'm also building a SaaS outside of YouTube. I am a software engineer outside of YouTube, so I'm doing this for a big Fortune 500 company anyway. Why not just do it for myself as well? I was going to launch the SaaS at the end of last year, and I actually stopped it massively to focus on other things and to focus on easier streams that were easier to build up to begin with. For example, I have the YouTube knowledge, I have the experience. I'm going to leverage that skill and use it as soon as possible. Building a SaaS is something that takes months or even years to build up. And personally, I don't have too much time outside of my 9 to 5, in addition to coaching clients, in addition to the Discord, in addition to having a relationship and friendships outside of work and outside of YouTube. It's really a lot to manage. So the SaaS has taken a bit of a back seat for now, but that's still part of my revenue plan for the future. The reason I'm building it is because it solves a real problem for my audience. It's a personal finance tracker combined with geographic arbitrage research, so you can see exactly what your actual FIRE number is, what it will be, it would be in different countries based on your real spending. When that launches, that's another reoccurring revenue stream source that could be $10, $15, $20 a month, depending on how you want to charge and how many users you get. And that scales without trading more time. But I'm not rushing it because I'd rather focus on what I can do now instead of 6 months from now. And also, there is a lot of friction points with me building that SaaS. And there's so much things that I have to learn because I've actually never done that. Meanwhile, I have consulted people in the past. I've ran a channel that used to have 100,000 followers across all 3 platforms. And after that, I actually did consulting for people inside of that niche as well. So I'm pretty much returning back to my roots and bringing it forward. And there are still revenue streams that I'm not doing, and here's why I'm not doing them, but they aren't completely out of the books for everybody or even for myself personally. It's just something I'm not doing right now. The first thing is courses. A lot of people run courses and they make a lot of money. I know other people who run courses and they're very successful. The testimonials they get and the results they're achieving are incredible. Personally, I don't really like the course setup just because it gets outdated very quickly. It doesn't really hold anybody accountable, and the majority of people buy a course and never do anything with it. They never finish it. That's why I wanted something more active, something interactive, something that can hold somebody truly accountable. That's why I opted for the private community route. And there's also Patreon or channel memberships. You can also monetize on platforms like Patreon and do exclusive access to videos. You can even utilize channel memberships and do the same on YouTube as well. But I wouldn't put too much reliance on channel memberships just because personally, I don't know anybody too successful on channel memberships other than live streamers. It's very hard to have a channel membership program that's high volume and is constantly growing with their channel. Usually the features are very basic YouTube features. Unless you're a live streamer, there's not too much you can add on the platform itself. And a lot of it has to go externally. And if they're in your community and willing to pay you externally, usually you will have a better offer anyways. Another thing is digital products. Another thing I have not done yet on this channel is standalone digital products. But I have done this previously on my past channels, but I have not done it on this channel yet. When I do one-on-one coaching calls, I do send a personalized action guide PDF, or at least that's what I like to call it. And that is pretty much a digital product. I could easily turn that into something and sell it for the masses. And I do have other ones I actually want to release in the future as well, because I do think they can provide a lot of value. I think they can actually be kind of gems to people. Like for example, not everything has to be said in a video. A lot of it can be instructional in a PDF or kind of like an action guide. Digital products are great because you can make them, you could sell them forever, and no additional time investment is needed. It's pure profit after the initial creation of it. And there's also high ticket coaching programs. If you're charging $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 for something, you need to make that thing extremely worth it. Personally, I have paid for high ticket coaching, and I do think it can be incredibly valuable, but you also need the results. You need the social proof behind it, and you also need to have a very certain mentality and personality to be a coach. Not everybody has the strengths, and not everybody can just open a coaching program, charge $1,200 or $2,000 for it, and get a bunch of clients. It's not that simple, and it's not that easy. Personally, that would be something I'd be interested in the future. I just think that I need to build up more in the order to get there right now. And also I want a lot more proof of concept that I can actually do it. For example, I do the one-on-one coaching calls, but that doesn't mean I can do that for 3 months and actually build someone to a profitable, let's say $1,000 a month channel or whatever the promise I make is. For example, I have this one friend who's a creator and she runs a Costco refund type of deal, which pretty much means no questions asked, she will refund the money. Let's say she's running a paid community. She will literally refund the latest month, no questions asked. She will refund a course, no questions asked. In a coaching program, let's say you weren't completely satisfied. She will refund you, no questions asked. That takes confidence in your product. And I honestly want to get to that stage. And I will be at that stage. Another thing we didn't discuss yet is brand deals. Brand deals are a massive for a large creator. Honestly, I would like to say they're more for tech reviews or IRL lifestyle creators, because personally, a gaming channel like mine doesn't get a lot of potential brand deals. Also, for me personally, I make sure it's completely aligned with my audience. And not only does it have to be something that I have used or desire to use, which already extremely only limits the scope of who qualifies for a brand deal with me, but that also increases my authenticity and trust with my audience. And that's something I value more than a few $100 or a few $1,000. I could be making way more money right now if I just took every VPN sponsor, every investing app, every single thing that came up to me, but that would destroy the trust I've built, and trust is way more worth it and way more valuable than short-term money. A lot of creators get that wrong and they chase every single dollar, and because of that, you destroy your authenticity, you destroy your brand. So when I do brand deals in the future, they're going to be the things I actually use, things I actually believe in, and things that I do believe that will actually help my audience. If they are not one of those things, it will not be on my channel. And that is why I actually favor my own products over brand deals. Now, the one thing I've made the most money on in my entire YouTube career was actually affiliate marketing. I ran an old gaming channel back in the day, and I ran a couple of affiliate marketing campaigns. One was to buy boosted Smurf accounts on CSGO. I also used to run one for Minecraft where you could buy external accounts. The reason for that was you would buy these accounts at an extreme discount. You would buy a bundle of accounts or just a single account, and they were usually either banned on like popular servers or stuff like that. They were just extra accounts that you could use, and they would be transparent with the servers that they were banned on. That's why they were just so discounted. Like for example, back in 2014, if you had a Minecraft account that was banned on Hypixel or Mineplex, account would lose a lot of value towards someone, but some people had uses for them. And some people just wanted extra accounts to play Minecraft on. I actually gained a 30 to 40% affiliate rates with these two websites. The CSGO one, I made it into a series actually, and that is where I gained a good amount of money from, turning an affiliate offer into a series on my channel and constantly promoting it. I wasn't even salesy with it. I did it very organically, and I just notated which site I used. And not only that, but I also did CSGO gambling sites. I was underage at the time, and this was the number one thing that made me the most money. I actually did a match betting prediction series because I was heavily invested in the pro CSGO scene. I would watch every single tournament. I would follow them all on Twitter. I mean, you can imagine how obsessed to the level I had to get to make that successful. I was staying updated with roster changes, teams, coaches, pretty much everything. And I ran a really high success rate at the time I ran that. I only ran that for about, I think, a year and a half to 2 years. Eventually, I fell out of love with the CSGO pro scene, and I wasn't becoming a fan of the direction of the pro scene. So I stopped that. But that actually yielded me over $30,000 on a channel with only 5,000 subscribers, which is insane. I used to be getting thousands of views, which is way above my 5,000 subscriber count. And when people would click on my link and use my affiliate code or my affiliate link, they were tied to me pretty much for the lifetime of them using that website or that service. And honestly, looking back, it just is pretty disgusting because that just means people were gambling with that money. But again, I was like 15 at the time, so I can't really blame myself for that. Everybody was doing it at the time, and I just thought this was something you do as a CSGO YouTuber. Now, those two things aren't really popular around right now, but there are other things you can do to gain affiliate income from. For example, Amazon has a program where you can list pretty much any item on Amazon on your store page. You can gain affiliate income from that. You can gain single digit to 10% plus depending on the object or product or seasonal bonuses. There are also affiliate programs like, for example, for my private community, if you are a member of it, I run a 30% affiliate rate. So if you get somebody to join using your affiliate link, you get 30% of their subscription going forward. It's a way to give back to my community, but also a way for them to have a real honest way to promote it. They gain income, I gain income, and the people that joined gain value, while also the people that are inviting their friends are also gaining value. A lot of other platforms do this as well. For example, Gumroad, a lot of digital products on there, and a lot of people have affiliate rates on there. So you can promote somebody else's digital product that you actively use. Be honest with that. Make sure it's something that you are honestly actively using. And if you want to promote the product, the creator, obviously, they get a purchase. You get an affiliate percentage of that, whether that's 10, 20, 15%, whatever the set rate is. And affiliate marketing is a very scalable revenue stream if you can do it right, because you're not creating anything. You're just recommending things that you already use and you get paid for it. For example, another thing that is very high volume right now is AI software. A lot of AI subscriptions right now are running extremely high affiliate rates. And because of that, a lot of creators on YouTube are capitalizing on that. Another way to gain income on YouTube is actually through a paid newsletter. For example, I run a free newsletter, and it's just another way for me to give value to people that don't want to join the Discord. They want to stay locked in with my content and want to stay in tune with what I have to do behind the scenes. But there are people out there that run paid newsletters. I know somebody that runs a paid newsletter. I think she charges like $10 a month or something. And it's pretty much a complete behind the scenes look at her business. She will literally show how much money she makes and where it comes from, the conversion rates, what she's doing to improve these conversion rates. It's literally a steal at that number. $10 a month for something that is extremely valuable because you're seeing behind the scenes of a six-figure content creator business. Paid newsletters are great because they're recurring revenue. They're low effort. Once you have a system, you just have to document what you're already doing and send it out weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And it's not in my scope or something I don't plan on doing, but I do think it can be extremely valuable if you have a level of access people want to see and people will pay to see. All right, so here's the reality. A lot of people think $10,000 a month comes from one big check. It doesn't, and it's stackable. Now, if I had a $10,000 goal, I would probably say $2,500 from AdSense. You consistently upload. Hopefully you'll get better RPM as your channel grows. $4,000 from the private community. Let's say I have 138 members at $29 a month, maybe $1,500 from brand deals or sponsorships. If you do like 2 videos a month at $750 each, you can achieve that pretty easily. $1,000 from affiliate reoccurring income, software and tools that I actually use and people just buy it passively through my description links, and maybe $1,000 from one-on-one coaching or digital products. A few calls a month and product sales per month, that would achieve $1,000 a month. So in total, that would be a $10,000 a month breakdown. That would be my blueprint if I were to shoot for $10,000 a month. Personally, I don't really focus on the numbers too much. I kind of just provide as much value as humanly possible, and whatever I make is whatever I make. That would be the blueprint. And if you notice, none of those numbers are honestly crazy. You don't need millions of views a video or millions of views a month. You don't need 500 community members. You don't need $5,000 brand deals. You just need multiple revenue streams that each contribute a reasonable amount. And when you stack them, you can hit $10,000 pretty easily. This is proven. I have friends doing this exact same model, and they're making $10,000 every single month. Some are making 20 or even 30,000, and some are even making more. The difference between them and most creators is that they're not relying on one income source. They're stacking multiple streams of revenue. And that's how you actually build a real business on YouTube. Now you may be asking, okay, how do I actually do this though? Step 1 is to build authenticity and trust with your audience. If you build authenticity and if you build trust with your audience, and if you actually do the things with complete honesty, that's what I've been doing on this channel. I'm literally as transparent as possible. I try to give as much as humanly possible to everybody in my community, paid or free. I do not care. I make sure everybody gets their time's worth, everybody gets value. And if you do that, you can ask and you can offer these things. There will be people who will pay you for that. And I would say step 2 is start with where you can monetize now. Don't spend 6 months building a SaaS or a course if you've never made $1 from your audience yet. Start with one-on-one calls, start with a paid community, start with affiliate links for things that you already use. I would say affiliate is pretty much the lowest barrier to entry to start. And with that, you can build revenue now, then reinvest into bigger projects later. Step 3 is to stack these revenue streams over time. You don't need to do it all at once. I didn't. I started with AdSense, then I added coaching calls. Now I just added the paid community. Maybe I'll add brand deals next. Maybe I'll do affiliate income. Maybe I'll do digital products. Maybe then I'll do my SaaS. Each one builds on the last, and over time you hit $10,000 a month, then $20,000, and more. Step 4, focus on reoccurring revenue. One-time sales are great, but reoccurring revenue is how you build stability, a paid community, a SaaS, affiliate subscriptions. These are the things that let you predict your income and scale without trading more time. We are all human and we all only have 24 hours in a day. Majority of that you are sleeping, you need to eat. A lot of you guys have 9 to 5s. That only leaves a certain amount of hours each day for you to build your dream life. Right now, this channel has only been alive for 7 months. I have over 34,000 subscribers and I'm personally closing in on over $10,000 earned total. Now with scale, time, and refining my offers, I know it will be possible to build this into something reoccurring and monthly. I'm not there yet, but I'm building towards it. And I'm documenting the entire progress so you can follow the same blueprints. So that's the blueprint. That's how you make $10,000 a month on YouTube. It's not about going viral. It's not about having 1 million subscribers. It's about building multiple revenue streams, focusing on reoccurring income and providing real value to your audience. If you want to join the private community and get access to everything I'm learning in real time, that link is in the description down below. It's $29 a month until March 28th. Then the price is going to be going up. And if you join at $29, that rate is locked in for life. The free Discord is also in the description. And if you want to be a part of the community without paying anything at all, join it. We have over 3,600 members actively building that dream life of theirs. And if you got value from this video, let me know in the comments, what revenue streams are you focusing on first? I hope you liked the video and subscribe. That's it for this one. I'll see you all in the next video, and peace out.